Welcome to Dreamy Sleep Tales, where imagination meets inspiration. Here, we dive into captivating stories, creative adventures, and a world of ideas that will spark your curiosity. Whether you're here to explore fantastical narratives or simply enjoy moments of wonder and insight, you're in the right place. Get ready to embark on a journey of creativity, laughter, and endless discovery. Welcome aboard. Let's make magic together. In a small town brushed with the gentle hues of dusk and dawn, every night shimmered with a secret magic. In one modest home, unassuming to the untrained eye, Max's bedroom held a tale waiting to be told. It was a room full of wonder. Faded blue walls decorated with hand-drawn stars, shelves crowded with well-loved books, and a soft nightlight that infused every corner with a warm glow. Yet among the everyday treasures, one item stood out. A well-worn pillow that had accompanied Max through years of sleep and dreams. For most, this pillow was nothing more than a source of comfort. But to Max, it was an enchanted friend, a soft confidant whispering the stories of forgotten realms as he drifted off. Night after night, the pillow's gentle voice filled his thoughts with fantastical worlds. Underwater kingdoms pulsing with secret songs, sweet lands where clouds of cotton candy and mountains of marshmallows painted a dreamscape beyond compare, and many other adventures that defied the ordinary. On one especially crisp evening, the kind when autumn leaves danced in the twilight breeze, the pillow's whisper grew unusually urgent. It was a call for help to finish a story that had never been complete. A story woven between the ticking of the clock and the silent mysteries of dreams. And this time, it was Max who was needed to complete it. Max's bedtime routine was as familiar as the melody of a lullaby. After his warm bath and the comforting rustle of fresh pajamas, he'd climb into bed, pull his patchwork quilt close, and nestle his head into that magical pillow. Tonight, however, as he pressed his cheek against its familiar softness, he detected something different. A subtle shiver, like a secret awaiting its cue. Max, the pillow began, its tone both tender and anxious, almost as if it was stirring from a deep, long-held slumber. I have a story that begins but never finds its end. I need your help to finish what has been started. Max's eyes fluttered open in the dim light. He wasn't surprised. After all, the pillow had often spun whimsical tales. But the urgency in its voice set his little heart racing with curiosity. "How can I help?" he whispered, feeling an unfamiliar mixture of excitement and responsibility. "Step into the story with me, Max. Join me on a journey beyond your room, where magic and reality intertwine. There is an unfinished tale, a forgotten realm yearning for its final verse. Let us bring it to life together." Before Max could voice another thought, the comforting boundaries of his familiar room began to fade. The soft outlines of his bed and walls blurred into swirls of silvery light and deep blue shadows. The air around him softened, carrying him gently away into a realm that defied the ordinary. In the shifting twilight, between sleep and wakefulness, the world transformed. No longer did Max find himself in a simple bedroom. Instead, he stood on the brink of an adventure that promised to interlace his dreams with magic. Max's first steps brought him to a vast, starlit beach, where the sand glowed faintly under the luminescence of a crescent moon. The rhythmic hush of gentle waves filled the air, melding with the distant call of nocturnal creatures. A lullaby of nature that welcomed him into this enchanting new world. As Max gazed out at the infinite ocean, a shimmering figure slowly emerged from the horizon. The being, bathed in iridescent light, had delicate, diaphanous wings that moved like liquid silk with every subtle shift of the tide. Its eyes, deep and knowing, reflected the countless mysteries of the starry night. "Welcome, Ma," the figure said in a voice that resonated like a soft chime in the cool air. "I am Lyra, guardian of dreams and keeper of forgotten stories. I sensed your willingness to help and have come to guide you on a quest. A quest to complete the story that has long remained unfinished." Max's heart pounded, not with fear, but with the thrill of embarking on something extraordinary. "Where do we begin?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper against the gentle crash of the waves. Lyra's wings fluttered gracefully, scattering motes of light into the night. Our first step takes us to the underwater kingdom, a realm that holds the echoes of a melody now lost. There, you must meet Marina, the mermaid who holds the secret to the forgotten song of the sea. Follow me and let the tides carry you to destiny. With those words, the world around Max swirled in a dance of color and motion. The soft shoreline melted into a shimmering ocean, where water embraced him like a cool, tender caress. In this fluid threshold between realms, Max felt the pulse of the unknown, a quiet invitation to venture deeper into the unfolding mystery. Beneath the surface of the shimmering ocean, an entirely new world awaited. Max swam effortlessly through a mesmerizing underwater landscape, where beams of moonlight pierced the depths and transformed the water into a tapestry of ethereal blues and silvers. Coral gardens rose in intricate formations, and schools of vibrantly colored fish darted through the water like fleeting dreams. At the heart of this underwater realm, in a cavern adorned with glistening sea stones and luminous flora, Max spotted a majestic figure seated upon a throne of coral. Her hair cascaded like silver ribbons, flowing gracefully with each undulation of the water, and her eyes were as deep as the ocean itself. This was Marina, the mermaid guardian of Abyssalia. "Welcome, young dream weaver," Marina greeted him gently, her voice echoing like the soft lapping of waves against ancient cliffs. "I have awaited your arrival. Our kingdom's song, once a melody that united every creature of the deep, is now but a faint, incomplete echo. The harmony that filled these waters is fading, and without your help, the forgotten verse may be lost forever." Max listened as Marina explained that the magic sustaining their world was threaded through a marvelous, glowing vine known as the dream root. Hidden deep within a secret grove, the dream root absorbed the stories and dreams of Abyssalia, lending strength and light to its entire ecosystem. But its light was dimming, its song incomplete, a mirror to the unfinished tale whispered by his pillow. "Max, your imagination can restore this magic," Marina said softly, extending her hand in invitation. "Tell the dream root your story, a story of hope, of bravery, and of endless possibility. Let your words rekindle the ancient melody." and restore the lost harmony of our kingdom. Hesitantly at first, then, with growing confidence, Max closed his eyes and began to speak. His voice, tender yet filled with a quiet determination, echoed through the watery expanse. "O dream root of the boundless sea, let your light awaken and set us free from whispers of hope in depths unknown. May the song of life be once more shown in every ripple and wave's embrace. Find the courage to dream, to love, and to chase a future bright with hearts as one, where every ending sparks a new sun." As his words mingled with the gentle currents, Max watched in awe as a delicate luminescence blossomed around the dream root. The once dulled vines sparkled once again, weaving patterns of brilliant light throughout the underwater kingdom. Fish swirled in celebratory dances, and even the ancient corals seemed to pulse with renewed life. Marina's eyes shone with grateful tears of joy. "Thank you, Max. Your words have revived our kingdom's long-forgotten melody. Yet, our journey is not complete. There is another realm, one filled with sweetness and delight, that awaits your creative touch. Follow me, and let us sail toward the land of the Marshmallow Mountains." With a graceful gesture, Marina beckoned Max, and together they left the mystical depths behind. The water around them shimmered with departing notes of the revived melody, carrying with it the promise of new adventures on the horizon. Emerging from the gentle embrace of the underwater realm, Max now felt himself lifted upon a current that shimmered like spun sugar. With Marina's parting smile lingering in his thoughts, he drifted upward toward a world that was soft, sweet, and incredibly new. The ocean's cool blue gradually transformed into a pastel sky, and the whisper of cool water was replaced by the soft rustle of cotton candy clouds. Max stepped onto a land made entirely of marshmallow peaks and valleys, where gravity felt like a playful suggestion rather than a rule. Each step was like a gentle bounce on a cushion of sugary fluff. Everywhere he looked, the landscape was alive with vibrant, sweet colors. The mountains were frosted with powdered sugar, and sparkling candy trails wound their way between the peaks. It wasn't long before he encountered a cheerful figure bounding toward him. A round, effervescent creature, seemingly sculpted entirely of confections. With bubbly eyes and a warm, infectious smile, the being introduced himself with a burst of enthusiasm. "Hello there, Max. I'm Mellow, the guardian of these marshmallow mountains," Mellow said, bouncing lightly as if carried by an eternal sugar-fueled spring. "I've heard of your wondrous journey in Abyssalia, and now our mountains seem to be in need of your magic. For you see, our fountain of flavor has gone silent, and the sweet spirit of our land is waning." Max nodded, feeling a blend of excitement and tenderness welling up inside him. "How can I help, Mellow? I want to restore the magic here, just like in the underwater kingdom." Mellow explained that deep within these confectionery hills lay a secret glen known as Velvet Hollow. At its heart bubbled the fountain of flavor, a crystalline spring whose effervescent waters had the power to infuse life, taste, and imagination into the mountains. But lately, the fountain's sparkle had dimmed, its flow stilled by a lack of heartfelt stories and daring dreams. "Max," Mellow said, his round face earnest, "only the truth of a brave dreamer's heart can coax the fountain back to life. Share with it a story that melds the sweetness of hope with the delight of adventure, and you may well reawaken our land." Together, Max and Mellow journeyed along winding candy trails, through groves of lollipop trees and past bridges built from brittle toffee. Finally, they reached Velvet Hollow, a serene alcove where the fountain of flavor sat in a quiet, almost wistful state. The water's gentle murmur was like a soft sigh, yearning for the spark that only a story could kindle. Taking a deep breath, Max knelt beside the fountain. The cool, refreshing droplets kissed his fingertips as he closed his eyes and let his heart speak. His voice, soft yet filled with promise, mingled with the gentle rush of the fountain as he began. "Oh, gentle fountain of dreams and delight, awaken with the glow of a new, resplendent light. For in your silver streams let my story pour, a melody of hope to stir dreams evermore. With each drop, let joy and wonder rise, and paint our hills with everlasting ties. From the tender whisper of a childhood wish, brew a magic bold and new, so deliciously swish." As the final word faded into the soft glow of Velvet Hollow, something miraculous occurred. The fountain's droplets began to twinkle as though infused with the light of 1,000 stars. The water, once still and subdued, now danced with a newfound vibrancy. Brilliant hues of sherbet and lemonade swirled within the stream, reconnecting every corner of the Marshmallow Mountains with life and laughter. Mellow clapped his sugary hands in delight. Your words have rekindled the spark, Max. The mountains are rejoicing in their restored flavor and vitality. The guardian's voice bubbled with sheer happiness, and even the candy-striped trees seemed to sway in celebration. Yet, beneath the joyful cacophony lay a delicate undercurrent of anticipation. Max sensed that while Abyssalia had returned to its resplendent rhythm, and the mountains now gleamed with renewed sweetness, there was one more chapter waiting. A final merging of these two enchanting realms. The wonder of Velvet Hollow gradually gave way to an ever-expanding horizon, where the pastel clouds of the Marshmallow Mountains began to meld with the deep, mysterious blues of the underwater world. Max found himself standing at a crossroads where two extraordinary realms gently intertwined. The boundary between the aqueous depths of Abyssalia and the sugary vastness of the Marshmallow Mountains was as delicate and shifting as a dream, a place where every heartbeat echoed with infinite possibility. Here, in this enchanted nexus, shimmering portals of light emerged. They flickered like mirror images, each one a gateway to stories untold and adventures only waiting to be born. Max could see Marina's graceful silhouette in one shimmering portal, while through another, Mello waved brightly, his eyes filled with the promise of sweet adventures. It was as though every fragment of his nocturnal journey had been guided toward this single, magnificent moment. In the center of the convergence stood a luminous, crystalline orb. Its surface rippled with colors that defied description, a riot of cerulean blues merging with pastel pinks and gentle purples. The orb pulsed softly, as if it were the very heart of the combined magic of both worlds. As Max approached, he could sense that this orb embodied the unfinished story his enchanted pillow had first whispered to him. A story waiting for its ultimate, heartfelt conclusion. Around him gathered the beloved guardians of his journey, Marina and Mellow, stood side by side, their presence reassuring and warm. Other characters, born from the dreams of both the underwater kingdom and the Marshmallow Mountains, gathered too. They were vibrant, ephemeral beings, each carrying a part of the unfinished tale like scattered stardust, all yearning for one final act of creation. The orb's soft hum filled the air as Marina spoke, her voice gentle and resolute. Max, every realm you visited has been but a part of this wondrous tapestry. Here, where our worlds unite, you hold the final key. The orb, this heart of our shared dreams, awaits your touch. Tell us, dear dream weaver, how does this story end? Max gazed into the orb, feeling its rhythmic pulse in sync with his own heartbeat. The vibrant hues of the nexus swirled around him, each color a memory of his wondrous journey. He took a moment, a heartbeat, perhaps a lifetime, to let the magic wash over him. Then, with quiet determination, he began to speak, his words clear and filled with a promise that transcended time. In a world where realms intertwine, every dream and every star align. From the depths of oceans wide and deep, to mountains of sweetness where dreams we keep, let this moment be our grand refrain, an end that is the start of all again. For every whispered tale and every night's embrace lights a pathway to a new and wondrous place. Tonight, we join the threads of old and new, crafting an ending tender and true. As Max's final words resonated through the air, the crystalline orb began to glow with an intensity that matched the rising hope in every heart around him. The orb expanded, bathing the converged realms in a cascade of light that swept across the horizon. It was as if every unfinished tale, every lingering wish, was being woven together into one magnificent tapestry. The guardians and dream spirits cheered, not with loud exclamations, but with the silent, powerful joy of a shared victory. A moment where every heart was united by the art of creation. The gentle hum of the orb ascended into a sublime symphony, each note a promise of new adventures, new dreams yet to be discovered. For a long, transcendent moment, time seemed to pause, The magical convergence remained suspended in this harmonious pause, as if the very universe was holding its breath in admiration of the beauty that had been created. Then, as the light began to soften and the pulsating orb slowly shrank back to its radiant core, a calm certainty settled over Max. He now understood that the adventure was never truly about an ending, but rather about the endless cycle of beginnings. The quiet promise that each night, with every whispered tale, a new chapter of magic was waiting to be composed. As the final light of the orb faded, soft tendrils of magic wrapped themselves around the converged realms, gently guiding Max back through the portal of dreams. In one fluid motion, the vibrant nexus dissolved into the familiar softness of his own bedroom. The pastel glow of the marshmallow mountains, the deep, soothing rhythms of abyssalia, and the shimmering whispers of the converged magic, all merged into a singular, radiant memory echoing in his heart. Max lay still for a long moment, the vestiges of his extraordinary journey lingering like stardust in his mind. The sound of his gentle, rhythmic breathing mingled with the fading echo of his pillow's whispered farewell, a quiet reminder that each night held a promise of endless wonder. Outside, dawn was just beginning to cast soft hues of light across the sky, signaling the start of a new day. Slowly, Max opened his eyes. The familiar decor of his bedroom was comforting and real, a gentle juxtaposition to the enchanted realms he had just explored. His cherished pillow rested quietly by his head, no longer whispering a tale in the dark. Yet, its presence now spoke volumes of the magic it had shared. With the memory of his nocturnal adventures fresh within him, Max felt a deep sense of gratitude and inner strength. He understood that his creative spirit had not only revived two fantastical worlds, but had also unlocked a part of himself, one that believed in the beauty of dreams and the boundless possibilities of an imaginative heart. That morning, Max rose with a gentle determination. He carefully tucked the memory of the underwater kingdom and the sweetness of the marshmallow peaks into his heart, carrying them with him as a secret source of inspiration. Throughout the day, Whether he was at school or playing outside with friends, that quiet magic lent his every action a touch of wonder. He began to jot down his adventures in a little notebook, a treasure trove of dreams and stories waiting to be explored again when the sun dipped low and twilight beckoned him back into the realm of sleep. In the margins of his pages, sketches of Marina's graceful form and Mello's bouncing figure danced alongside notes of the swirling orb and the mesmerizing convergence of realms. And as days turned into nights and nights into new beginnings, Max discovered that the true magic was not confined to any one realm or story. Instead, it was a living, ever-evolving tapestry woven into the fabric of his everyday life, an unending invitation to dream, to create, and to explore the infinite wonders, both within and beyond his own heart. In the quiet moments before bedtime, when the world softened into gentle hues and the faint glow of the nightlight danced upon his walls, Max would press his hand against his pillow and smile. The memory of his journey, that long, winding adventure across magical realms, remained ever vivid, a secret treasure stored within him. He knew that every time he closed his eyes, the pillow might once again whisper a new story. A story full of wonder, of mystery, and of endless possibility. And with that thought came a serene promise. No matter where his dreams might lead, his imagination was a flame that could never be extinguished, a light that would forever guide him through the darkest nights and into the gentle embrace of a new day. Thus, under the protective gaze of the stars and the tender watch of the moon, Max drifted into sleep with the assurance that his story, like all great stories, was never truly finished. It was an ever unfolding tapestry of magic and memory, a continuing journey where each ending was simply the start of something new, waiting patiently to be discovered in the whisper of a pillow and the heart of a dreamer. So, dear listeners, thanks for spending time with us at Dreamy Sleep Tales. We hope you enjoyed the journey and discovered something new and inspiring today. Remember, our adventure continues every time you join us. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible stories and creative insights. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and let your imagination soar. See you in the next video, and good night, sweet dreams.